Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details as well as availability concerning this watch. Now here's a rare opportunity, not only a rare model and a highly regarded one, but an exquisite and very Cartier diamond-paved bezel and lug combination launched in 1998 as part of the CPCP Collection Privée Cartier Paris. This is the Tortue Monopoussoir, a monopusher tortue case in white gold with gems wrapped around a movement originally created by F. Pigeon and Denis Flageolet for Cartier. So the watch is beautifully sized based on the historic first, third, 20th century tortue. It is 34 millimeters across from 3 to 9, not inclusive of the crown. In terms of thickness, it's 10.2 millimeters, from lug tip to lug tip 43 millimeters, with a 18 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, you really do feel the white gold. For a small watch, it's got a reassuring and pleasing weight to it. Taking a look at the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, like almost every form watch that's not round, it wears a little bit larger than its rated size. Don't think of this as a 34. That may be the width, but it wears more like a 38 millimeter round watch, and that's the way to think of it. You can see just how dramatically and sophisticated in shape that crystal is curved. And it is low enough to fit underneath the cuff. You can also see down the barrel. I've got plenty of clearance here. I'd recommend this for a wrist of 14 centimeters circumference or larger. Like I said, it does wear a little bit large. The strap, however, will break in and become more flexible with time, but right now it is very resilient. It is a Cartier factory strap. You can see there is calfskin on the bottom. We've got alligator, large rectangular scale, and symmetrical scales, always a very expensive cut of the beast, nothing but the best for the Monopoussoir. You can see it is semi-gloss in black, that we have a rather broad folded edge. It looks like it might be a sheer cut side, but it's not, it's folded. Monotone stitch, you can see that it is drilled very close to the case in terms of where the lugs is drilled, but there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. Take a look, no perforations in the strap. That's because we use a version of the deployant clasp, first created in 1909 by Louis Cartier. And this is a folding clasp that was undoubtedly the first such clasp ever designed for a wristwatch, back at a time when pocket watches still dominated. You could see that it, like the watch, is made of white gold, and it features a crimping system. That's why there are no perforations. The strap goes in, it buckles under, it tucks in, and then there's no need for minder loops. It's a very clean look, and because there's no perforations in the strap doesn't get gouged and age prematurely. You can see that we have a monoblock case construction here, whereas many watches feature a separate bezel. Here we have a bezel and a case that are all one part, and then we have these lateral screws holding the case assembly together. We have a faceted crown with a faceted diamond, and it is one of many diamonds on this watch. This is white gold, and you can see that it's got the warmth characteristic of white gold. It's not the blinding white of platinum. The gems are beautifully matched in terms of color and clarity, although they do vary a little bit in size to wrap around the complex contours of this shape. Now, the crystal, as I mentioned, is very sophisticated. It's difficult to cut and then make water-resistant, a crystal that's not perfectly round. And you can see this one is vaulted from side to side as well as end to end and matches the contour of the dial and the Tortue case. We have a rosette-style stamping on the dial with little railroad tracks for reading your running seconds and chronograph minutes. We have Breguet-style hands for the hours and minutes and a counterweighted lancet style for the chronograph seconds. We have a track outboard against which you can read the minutes, the hours, and the chronograph seconds. The hours proper read against these radially arrayed stylized Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, and down at 7 o'clock, the Cartier secret signature. It is a monopusher, so when you stop it, you've got to reset it. But start it up and you enjoy the tactile qualities of a traditional column wheel on the reverse side. Now, this is known as the 045 manufacturer Cartier, but properly speaking, it is a movement that was created by Denis Flageolet and F. Pigeon for use in Cartier's form chronograph. Manual wind, 3 Hz beat rate. It features a combination of a column wheel, which makes for crisp operation, with a oscillating pinion lateral clutch, which you can see right here over the center of the movement. You could see that its movement is almost intangible, and a oscillating pinion, because it has so little play, often apes the seamless engagement of a vertical clutch. So you press and hold for a second, and because the pinion has so little play in it relative to the chronograph center seconds wheel, it is actually almost as seamless in its operation as a vertical clutch, neither gaining by jumping nor staggering. And so that is a great refinement that was characteristic of these 1990s THA movements created by Flageolet and Journe, and it's actually something that's coming back today. You see the oscillating pinion on very high-end chronographs from De Bethune or Richard Mille, for example. And it is something that is considered to be a prized middle ground between the clinical and cold vertical clutch and the traditional elegance and grace of a lateral clutch. You can also see here the Cartier monogram across the bridges, which is a handsome look, and a level of beveling you will not stand on any conventional Cartier. You will not see that level of shiny beveling. You also won't see the quality of the satination on the steel components, as this is a hand-finished movement of the highest grade, complete with polished screws and a few solarizations as well. So lots to love here. 22 joules, all this 30 meters water resistant when new, though I wouldn't test the theory today. And a 40-hour manual wind power reserve. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.